Okay, dear students, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, this is our second lecture. So here we are going to start our lecture number 2, where we will more focus on conditional statement. We'll learn about the looping, and we'll learn about totaling and counting. This totaling and counting, one of the most important topic for your syllabus in IGCSE. Okay, so we'll learn in full detail about this totaling and counting, and we'll see the application of totaling and counting, how we are using it in our life. Good. So as you can see, the conditional statement, again, from the last lecture, what we understand is we use if, then, else. Okay, if, then, else. For example, if we write a question, if the structure of if is, and inside the if, we have to give our logical condition. Then if this logical condition is true, then we will print our expression 1. If this condition is not true, that means else part will be executed. Print expression 2. For example, we can explain it in this way. If it is raining, then, so condition is always asking a question, right? If it is raining, if you're yes, then you have to print stay home, right? Else print play football. Okay, so this is an application of conditional statement. And last class we learned about multiple, how to use multiple if then else, right? Just for example, for the grading system. Okay, input a mark and print the grade based on the below. So if your grade is more than 90, you have to print A star. If it is greater than 80 and less than 90, just to 90 is A. Likewise, these are the grade. So in that case, you have to use input a mark. If your mark is greater than or equals to 91, then print A star. Else if, that means we have multiple condition. So for multiple condition, for each condition, you have to use multiple ifs. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Next, we have to learn about looping, which is the one of the most important topic for your syllabus. Looping. What does it mean by looping? Looping means if a user want to perform a particular task more than once. What does it mean? As you can see here, like in our previous example, if I write here, write a program which will input a number and print the number is positive or negative, right? Now, as you can see here, a number, only one number. So we will do it in this way, input the number. if, because here you have to take the decision where is the number is positive or negative. We know that if the number contains no sign or positive sign, the number is positive. If the number have negative sign in front of it, it's a negative. So that's the theoretical way that we can explain a number is positive or negative. But computer will not understand this theory, right? Computer can take decision only based on the logical. So you have to use logical operator, like when a number is positive. So if the number that user gave or input is greater than 0, so we have to use mathematical operator greater than, right? So we know that if the number is greater than 0, then we can print here positive. Else print negative. Okay, so a number. Now, if the question asks you, write a program which will input 10 numbers and print whether the numbers are positive or negative. Or the question asks you, write a program which will input 20 numbers, or write a program which will input 30 numbers, 40 numbers, or whatever the numbers are, more than one. So what are you gonna do? You have to write input number again and again, right? Input number, if the number is 0, then again you have to write input number, then again you have to write input number, which is kind of impossible. Let me explain you with an easy example. Like if I ask you, print your name once. So easy. You'll write print, for example, that's it. Now, if I ask you, print your name, write a program to print your name 10 times. So maybe you can manage. So how many times you have to write? You have to write print your name here. Then again, you have to use another output statement, which is called print. Again, your name. So somehow you manage 10 times, okay. Now, if I ask you, print your name 100 times. Print your name 100 times. Or 1000 times. Done. It will take your maybe whole day. It's a boring job. So how to tackle this problem in programming? Okay, sometimes we need to print. We need to take a decision again and again on different types of input. The input is same on different types of input, but the conditions are same. Right? For example, I ask you that write a program which will input 100 numbers and print how many of them are positive and how many of them are negative. So the conditions are same again, but the user will input 100 times. So if you don't use the loop, this will be a nightmare. Okay. So thanks God that we have loop. Okay. The loop that we are going to learn at first is for, this is the way to write in the exam also, for 3 dots, then 2, for to next loop, which we call iteration. Okay, now this for to next loop, when to use it? Because we have multiple types of loops, okay? For you, at least 3 types of loop we have to learn, but we will focus on for to next loop and while to end while, okay? So when to use for to next loop? We'll learn while to end while later, okay? Because this is kind of an advanced loop. first we have to learn when to use for to next loop. When to use for to next loop, that's super important. When number of count is known. What does it mean? For example, I ask you, print your name 100 times. So how many times? 100 times. So that means you know how many times you need to count, how many times the loop will go on, right? So that time we will use for to next loop. Very simple. That time we'll use for to next loop when we know that how many times from the question, it will tell you that input 10 numbers. Okay, so loop will go till 10. Input 20 numbers, then loop will go till 20. 100 numbers, so it will go till 100 numbers. Good. So we learn when to use for loop, and now we learn how to use for loop. How to use for. Again, we'll take our similar example. Print your name 10 times. Print your name 10 times. So we will use here for count is 1 to 10. Print, see in capital small letter, okay? My name is Iqbal. Okay. Then here we're gonna write next. That's it. So one thing you have to remember is super important. This for to print next, these are keywords. Okay, as you can see, the keywords we in pseudocode normally, okay, basically, or mostly we write in capital letters. Capital letters. The variables, like count is a variable. Okay, so the variables and all other things inside the expression, you can write whatever you want. You can write in capital, small, depends on the user, but all the variables names will be in a small letter. Okay. Okay, and there is a rule to define a variable. You cannot write, for example, total student. You cannot declare a variable like this way. Okay, you cannot, space is not allowed between the name of variable. So you have to give underscore, you have to connect them. Okay. While going forward, we'll learn more things about how to declare the variables and the stuffs. So now how the for loop works. How for loop works. Very simple. So for this count is a counting purpose. Is counting how many times so far the job has been done, right? So count will start from 1 now, because it can start from 0 also, but we will never start from 0. Okay, we'll start from 1, so that we can understand that when we start counting from 1. Anyway, so count is 1. So let's use different color. Okay, so when count is 1, the job will go inside. This is step number 1. So this is called the body of the loop. Between for and next, whatever it is, you can write hundreds of expressions. No issue. This is called the body of the loop. So count is 1. So it will go inside the loop. It will read the body. It will do the job, whatever it is. That means it will print now. My name is Iqbal. How you write, it will print in this way. Next, count. Next, whenever the keyword comes next, count. So count is 1, now count is 2. Count will increase by 1. Next means count will increase by 1. So this count will now will check with 10. Because I have to run the loop till 10, right? So 2 will check with 10. So 2 should be less than or equals to 10. So 2 is less than 10, less than or. So any of the statement is okay, it will execute. So 2 is less than 10. That means it will go inside again. And it will print the expression second time. It will print the expression, my name is Iqbal, twice. Then next, so count is 3 now. It will check with 10. Yes, 3 is still less than 10. It will print. Then count will be 4. It will print. Count will be 5. 5 is less than 10. Yes. Count is 6. Yes. Count is 7. Yes, it is still less than 10. Count is 8. It is still less than 10. It will print then my name is Iqbal. Count is 9. It is still less than 10. Count is 10. It is not less than 10, but it is equals to 10. So it will print it. Then when count reaches to 11, it print the name of my name is Iqbal, okay. Then it will print when count is 11, it will check with 10. It will check with 10. 10 is less than, now the value, final value of count is 11. 11 is less than 10. No. It is equals to 10. No. So both are no. If both are no, in that case, the loop will be done. So that means you will have your name 10 times printed. So I hope it is you understand how to when to use for loop. So when to use for loop, when in the question they will tell you that how many times you need to do the job, and secondly you have to how to use it. So for count equals to 1 to whatever the number given in the question, you have to write the body of the loop, what need to be iterated for how many times, for n times or whatever, and use the format. Okay. So let's do our previous question, like write a program to uh, to input 10 numbers and check the numbers are odd or even. So we just have to take a decision. Here we didn't start counting because we'll learn counting in the next lecture. So here we are inputting a number. Okay, the user will input a number. Our program will calculate whether it is odd or even. It will just tell the user your number is odd or your number is even. Then it will ask the user for the next number like this way. Likewise, it will ask for 10 times. Good. So right here for count is 1 to 10. Input in capital, right? It's a keyword number. So if the number mod by 2 and result is 0, I have to take a decision like print the number is even. You can write in this way also. Else if the number mod by 2 and not equals to 0, then print the number is odd. One thing I forget to tell you is when you are in pseudocode, when you use if and multiple if, so for each if, you have to use end if. Okay, so end if, then next count. So we will try to manage the indentification. Okay, so they should be in the same line, same alignment. So that we can understand that this whole thing belongs to this loop. Okay, so how it works, very simple. So for count equals to 1, so I will go inside the loop. I'll input the number. For example, we input the 5. So the number is 5. 5 mod by 2 is equals to 0. No. That means if it is not equals to 0, means our result is 1, right? So it is not equals to 0. That means the number is odd. Then next count. So count is now 2. So again, I will check this 2 with 10. Yes, it is less than 10. Then I'll go inside again. It will input the next number, means the second number. It will check whether it is odd or even. Then it will input the third number, the 3. Count is 3. 3 will check with 10. Yes, it is still less than 10. Good. So likewise, it will go on. When the count turns into 11, then it will come outside the loop. By this time, you have get chance to input 10 numbers, and the user take the computer help you to take the decision, whereas the number is odd or the number of even or the number is even. So that's the end of lecture number 2. We will start in lecture number 3 more about looping, as well as we learn about totaling and counting. Thanks for watching.